Shout-outs.
Let's go.
Shameless shout-outs.
Let's go.
Shameless shout-out, 745, right here on the roast. You know the drill. Shout out whoever the hell you want to shout out. You want to shout out Farhan Zaidi? Feel free to shout out Farhan Zaidi and the Giants organization for wasting another season of our lives. Another one, DJ Khaled. Anyway, the receiver doc, and we're going to talk about it all next week because next week's going to be jacked up. Willard and Dibbs will be on from 6 to 10. Wait, what? Willard and Dibbs from 6 to 10? Chasky and Bonte from 10 to 2? Guru and Steiny and Guru from 2 to 6? And you have a chance to win an autograph? Golden State Warrior Klay Thompson jersey? What? Oh, it's only for 1 week. This is not permanent. Only for 1 week, and it's all brought to you by Jack's Restaurant. All right, you heard the sound coming in, the receiver doc, and like you said, you were talking to Spadoni about Jimmy G. I had no idea where your head was at. Yeah, just break it down. Lay it out.
I walk in this morning. Spadoni walks out of the studio, and Spadoni, you can chime in at any moment.
I'm wearing a Devontae Adams shirt today, by the way.
Yeah, he was. And I go, Jimmy Garoppolo killed Devontae Adams in less than a month. They showed training camp footage of Jimmy G overthrowing, underthrowing, just all over not throwing to Devontae, and you could see in training camp Devontae was frustrated. Then Devontae turns to a teammate on the sideline after getting blasted on a throw over the middle that Jimmy threw behind him and goes, I've been hit more in this game alone than I have in my entire career. And I could see it. It was breaking Devontae Adams.
Finish the story with the morning.
So I said, Spadoni's like, oh my God, it's not even a debate. Like Jimmy G broke him. He couldn't wait to get to Aiden Connell. Then, I don't know, 5 minutes later, Bonte comes walking in and he goes, oh my God, we got to get into Jimmy G. And I go, I literally just said that to Joe Spadoni.
I had no idea. So I'm watching the doc. First of all, Devontae's like, man, we signed him. And then all of a sudden he has foot surgery. So now we can't build a report during the offseason and we can't throw during the OTAs. So he misses all the OTAs because he's got foot surgery. Remember that whole debacle with Don Yee and the Raiders and he didn't pass the physical. Got to inform the pass the physical. Agent of the year. I would love him to be my agent. Nobody sticks up for a client like Don Yee. But listen, he's only got 4 of them. But man, those 4 dudes are paid. Listen, Jimmy comes in. And he's just throwing medicine balls left and right. Well, so funny. I wanted that joke.
I thought that maybe Don, you might be representing somebody who happens to be on Madden.
Oh.
He's a great agent.
He should have probably just lied to me and said something else. Because no.
What are we doing? Funny.
What are we doing? The chopper.
The
chopper's coming out.
Don't talk about that.
I feel like the guy wearing the Bulls beanie in Menace to Society.
Oh, yeah. No, Boys in the Hood. Boys in the Hood in the red car. In the red car with the shotgun.
Yes.
Listen.
I'm afraid that it's going to have to be Jimmy Garoppolo that gets it done.
Can you play that whole soundbite? This is the NFC Championship 2021.
Just let it
as
go.
a Warriors banner.
Just let it go.
That. Oh, you don't have the whole sound, but when Troy Hickman said, and we were in the stadium, so we had no idea he said that. We watched it on the way back, and we're like, wait, Troy really said that? I'm afraid it's going to come down to Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'm afraid that it's going to have to be Jimmy Garoppolo that gets it done.
So honestly, without the laughs, what happened to Jimmy? Because Devontae Adams is talking to him on the sideline in the Detroit game, and Jimmy just looks like a scout team quarterback. Like there's no rapport, there's no relationship. This is a quarterback who's just out there slinging it. Hey, go deep. And then he throws in the triple coverage and throws a pick. And Devontae's wide open. The announcers are talking about it. The sidelines talking about it. His wife is like, yo, he's open, dude. It's Devontae Adams.
Max Crosby walks over to him as they're coming off the field. And Crosby and him are really good friends. Man, Crosby comes off so good in this. And he's like, hey, dog, I see you cooking. I see you. You're shaking and baking. Right. Like, everyone on the team realizes he's open on every play.
So somehow, some way in 2024, we're still talking about Jimmy Garoppolo because I just want to know. What happened? 2017, we're all eating out of the palm of his head. He comes in, he's directing traffic. Yeah. Remember, I went crazy over just a little subtle thing. Get over here. Hurry up. Hike. Quick slant. Dime. First down. I'm like, oh, my. And then I'll never forget the text I got from Philly Zoo. I'll never forget it. As I'm walking in to my seat at the Oakland Coliseum to cover a Raider game, my guy, Philly Zoo, texts me, it must feel good. You got a franchise quarterback. And I watched Jimmy G throw a dime at Soldier Field, and I said, damn, we do got
To
a
Louis
quarterback.
Murphy.
To Louis Murphy. And then he lights up the
Rated legend.
Jaguars. He lights up the Jaguars. He lights up the Titans. And I'm like, we got something here. And we're all Jimmy Garoppolo manias. Jimmy G mania here in 95-70 game. But as I'm watching the receiver doc, Shaska, I know long we did here, but as I'm watching this doc, and Davante Adams is like, I need to get the hell out of here. I've never been hit like this in my career. It was only the first 4 games of the season, and he's getting murdered out there. Destroyed. Jimmy, this is your franchise receiver, Jimmy. Protect him. Nah, Jimmy don't care. But I go back to when I was in that locker room when the Niners beat the Jaguars that season in 2017. Jaguars ended up making the AFC Championship game. And I can't get it out of my head now. Jalen Ramsey holding court in front of Marcus Johnson and I, and other reporters saying, he's a system quarterback. It's all scheme. He's nothing special. And Miles Jack blurting out off the record, I can't believe we lost to that mother bleeper. I can't believe we lost to him. And I'm thinking to myself, boy, they're really sour. And now I see what the hell they were saying.
Even Deebo Samuel, who was lying there getting work on his body, he's getting massaged because he has a broken clavicle or something.
Dude.
He goes, damn, Devontae really broken.
He goes, boy, Devontae talking that talk.
Yeah.
He want out of there. How about the Lions on the sideline?
Oh, my
the guy
God.
in street clothes standing next to Amon-Ra St. Brown, he goes, boy, they need a quarterback, man. They need to get Devontae up out of there. And then he goes and overthrows Devontae wide open. Devontae slams his helmet, just throw the bleep a ball. And Amon-Ra St. Brown goes, boy, I'd be hot as hell if that was me.
I'm telling you this right now. Everyone can feel however they want. My particular opinion is that Kyle Shanahan, if he puts up like his Mona Lisa, it was the 2019 season with Jimmy Garoppolo. To do what he did with that team, the way he did, I would even throw 2021 up there. To do what they did with no running back in 2021, like if you want to tell, this coach and that coach and Kyle Shanahan getting Jimmy Garoppolo as far as he did for how limited he is as a player. And it's not even about the arm strength and the physical, because there's a physical conversation about depreciation. I don't think he sees the field.
But you know what, though? I think the torn ACL broke him. Because
Interesting.
Derek Carr, when he broke his fibula on Christmas Eve against the Colts, Derek Carr hasn't been the same guy. Derek Carr, up at that point, stepping up in the pocket, taking shots, throwing deep, becoming a gunslinger. Who's Derek Carr now? Check down Charlie.
Yeah.
Something mentally happened to Jimmy when he tore that ACL in Kansas City. Because this guy was a gunslinger. Remember the hit he took from Clowney in Houston and he threw a dime?
Yeah.
This is a totally different guy. And I'm watching and I'm thinking, this ain't the same guy we fell in love with. So Kyle did paint a Picasso, but something mentally happened to Jimmy during that course of the torn ACL. And it happened in the preseason because a lot of us during that preseason when Booker McFarland on Monday Night Football said, Jimmy Garoppolo's scared in the pocket.
He's rattled.
He's rattled. He's scared.
He threw 5 interceptions in a row at practice.
And we took calls all day long. That's when they came from Guru said, I got caught up in Garoppolo mania.
Damn mosquitoes.
Damn mosquitoes. Damn mosquitoes. That's what he said. Is it Jimmy G or Jimmy INT? We took calls all day long with Steiny Guru.
I'll never forget you and me after that Minnesota game. I'm sitting there with my wife. I'm sitting there with Nash, and we're watching that first half against Minnesota. And I go, Zimmer knows exactly where the Niners want to throw. And Jimmy was completely rattled. And just 2-3 weeks prior, he destroyed Seattle. And he was lights out against
18
Seattle.
to 22, 285.
And the week before that, on the Saturday night game against the Rams, he was really good in the second half. Really good. I don't know what happened. And so your point about like there's the physical and the mental, something happened with the relationship between him and the coach, clearly. Something happened inside of him, confidence level, clearly. Seeing the field, I don't know what happened to him. I can't for the life of me. And I'm not saying that that's going to absolutely happen with Brock Purdy, but I'll never forget, I couldn't watch Jimmy Garoppolo the same after the first half against Minnesota ever again.
Well, I gave him some grace because, and look, maybe some people were thinking about that about Brock Purdy because of what transpired in Green Bay, Detroit, and in Kansas City. But I like to give quarterbacks a grace period for the first couple postseasons. Can I understand you're playing the best of the best, and things are different. You're not going to just be lighting up the scoreboard left and right.
For sure.
And that Minnesota defense, I'll to this day, that was one of the better defenses in the NFL that year. So I swear to God, and I think I said this in real time. I fear Minnesota much more than I fear Green Bay the next week. When I walked into the NFC Championship game against Green Bay, I thought we were walking into a party. I was like, we're going to smoke these dudes. We're going to smoke these guys. Minnesota, I was like, ooh, first game coming out of a bye week. We haven't been to the playoffs in a while. It's a home game. It's the first game. Minnesota with Diggs and company. I was a little weary about that.
The only team you really feared that was the Saints, who got upset by the Vikings. That was the only team I thought that could actually rival the Niners.
That game that year was a 45-42 game
in the
whatever.
Superdome.
Whatever, that was an incredible game.
48-46.
There you go. I knew it was like in the 40s.
The Kittle play.
The Kittle play and the juice check where he got blasted in the face because Jimmy threw him like a 3 flies up knuckleball.
Well, Jimmy,
he threw late to the sideline. Juice had to come back and got blasted, and then had to he grabbed his helmet. I thought he got decapitated.
The first order of business on Wednesday was to bench Jimmy Garoppolo for the rookie Aiden O'Connell.
And I kept thinking watching that receiver doc was the medicine balls Devontae got weren't even as bad as the one where Kittle almost lost his leg week 1, 2020 against Arizona in an empty stadium at Levi Stadium.
Yeah, Kittle's done. I mean, he got blasted on the tiniest screen.
We're being honest,
2021. You talk about 2021.
Okay.
The Green Bay game. I'll never forget the drive. It was in the second quarter. I think 3 to 4 plays where Jimmy throws it over the middle of the field. There was guys walking off the field hurt. They had to stop the game. It was like car wreck after car wreck after car wreck after car wreck. Go pull it up.
I'm never
I swear to God, I'm watching from the press
toughness
box.
Ever again.
I'm watching from the press box.
Ever.
Jimmy was throwing so many medicine balls on that drive that guys from the Packers, DBs, were running into each other trying to fight for an interception, getting cracked. So I don't know what happened to Jimmy. But poor Devontae Adams on that documentary where everybody's laughing like, oh, yeah, we know why you're struggling. Jimmy Garoppolo's your quarterback. On top of that, Josh McDaniels is your head coach. Can you believe that? So this doc, where Debo's sitting there lying on the table watching the Pat McAfee show, crying out loud, watching Pat McAfee saying, oh, Devontae talking that talk, he went out of there.
he had a smile on him like I'd been there, done that with Jimmy G.
Well, it goes back to Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk on the Instagram Live this past offseason. They asked him, these dudes on the Instagram Live, I don't know who these guys were. Jimmy G or Trey Lance. He said Trey Lance in less than 1 second.
So then, okay, let me ask you this then. Okay. Then why did it take why did the Niners keep running back with him?
I don't know. It was my beef with Shanahan. I didn't care who played quarterback. Honestly, I don't care who plays quarterback. I just want a damn Super Bowl. I'll say this again this season, just like last season, just like the year before. If it's Brandon Allen, if it's Jimmy G, I just want a Super Bowl in my adult life. However, this was on Shanahan. If you didn't like the guy, you had so many opportunities to move off of him, and I will go to my grave saying this. You should have just started Trey Lance week 1 in Detroit.
I mean, seeing how that season played out, you might have made it into the same spot. I mean, go back to the playoffs that year. They should have destroyed the Dallas Cowboys. Jimmy threw at one of the worst interceptions of all time. That game was over.
Dude, the Hegan tweeted me, goes, we need more updates from Cowboy Stadium. So I'm talking big talk. I'm talking that talk. They're flipping me off. Yeah. I'm talking big talk. And then the alert comes in. Draymond Green's going to miss a lot of time due to a back injury. I'm like, what the hell? Oh, no. My Warriors, right? And then Jimmy, 2 plays later, throws the pick. And all hell's breaking loose at Texas Stadium. And I'm sitting there like, oh, my God, we're going to lose this football game. To the point where Shanahan on a 3rd down to ice a game said, we're going to run the ball.
Well, and then the following week, just go back. I know the Niners beat Aaron Rodgers. Debo beat Aaron Rodgers and the defense.
And the special teams.
And the special teams. They were so anemic on offense. It was sad. It was like 3rd and 9 or 3rd and 8. And they were like, we're going to run the exact same play we ran against Dallas.
Well, not only that, before the halftime, it's a 1st down. Jimmy's supposed to throw the ball away. Instead, he throws a pick. And if it wasn't for Jacoby Tart, Aaron Jones would have scored.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
So, anyway.